we go. We are live. Let's go. So welcome to Nice to Meet You podcast. This is episode 2. And today we've got a very special guest with us. We've got the king of Jelfast, Jelvis Pelvis. Woo. He's in Ballymena today. You're not really... I know you're from Strabane, you were saying. So
yeah,
you like. Right. Thanks so much for coming down, because I know it's...
You're welcome.
It's a long journey for you. And you're not really down this neck of the woods that often, are you?
Never. It's the first time in Ballymena. Yeah. Perfect.
Because there's a stand, like just outside the shop.
Yeah. There's
a wee bandstand, mate. And I reckon that could be a spot.
We passed there, didn't we? That
shelter. We passed it. The big, it's like a big metal one.
Yeah, you mean to do a show like?
I think Ballymena needs a Jelvis.
I think so. It could go down well. Yeah, sort of big enough crowd about. Like.
Yeah, I think.
Because if you hit it up, like we'll get it Saturday, get you down.
I think that could happen.
Definitely.
We could make that happen.
Yeah.
But where I want to start is this week. I seen your TikTok you put up this week.
Yeah.
Jelvis got robbed at the bandstand. Let us know what happened. How did that happen? Like, that's in broad daylight as well. On your normal spot, people know that you're there. So how did that come about, and kind of what happened really?
He pretended he was putting money in the bucket, and he just lifted it and ran. It was like a local. One of the guys hangs about the streets. You know, you get to know them. You see them all the time.
Like, is this somebody that's like a normal Belfast person, like always walking about?
Yeah, so like one of the homeless or one of the.
Oh, flip, man.
Yeah, you see them lying. There's 2 girls with them watching.
Right.
They were watching in case anybody would stop them, you know. But
so it was planned.
It seemed that way anyway, and it was just so random because I've been doing it months and nobody's ever touched it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, whenever you're doing like, you know, busking and that, and especially like you're attaining the community, you don't really expect people to be, you know, dare I say, nasty and horrible like that. Like, you know, coming up and actually taking like essentially your hard-earned money. Like, really.
But then there was the week even before as well. One of them kicked my amp.
Right.
He just walked past and I was like, ooh. Yeah.
That's the thing though. I think whenever I suppose whenever you get that kind of platform though, like especially whenever like that's the thing that comes with, I suppose, like Stefan as well, you know yourself, like when it comes from gaining a bit of a platform.
And them 2 incidents, the first thing I said down the mic was, did anybody get that in video? 'Cause I wanted
get that as a viral TikTok.
I mean, there was a young girl last night. I was out last night. She's on TikTok, Bully McCormack. You know?
Right.
I interviewed her.
You interviewed Bully?
I think I did. I think I have wrong about the right girl. I think I interviewed her at the Mackles event. Is it
Mackles? Yeah. She was at that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I've spoke to her before.
Oh, right. Okay. But she's starting a YouTube channel, and just last night she did a selfie video with me I think just for a bit of crack, and she said, Jelvis, how do you feel about getting robbed? And I just said,
for flip's sake.
I said, it got me a lot of publicity, and she said, you're not supposed to say that.
But mate, as we were saying earlier actually before the podcast, but it's about authenticity and like, you know, you're being authentic, like that's the main thing. But what we'll do, only joking, maybe a GoFundMe page, get this man's money back. We'll see. But man, it's genuinely actually a pleasure to have you on.
Oh, thank you.
Really is. So yeah, genuinely a pleasure to have you, bro. As I say, you've come down so far, and that's class. Just maybe some couple of questions on that. One thing for me, I'm gonna just be honest. Personally, before I just had heard of Elvis, you know, obviously Elvis is just your big inspiration. Beforehand, Elvis for me, I don't know about you, Stefan, but Elvis was somebody I had just seen was like, you know, biggest, best rock star of all time, the king. He died young, I never actually heard much actually about his life and his story. So, let's be real, I wanted to make sure that I kind of know what I'm talking about. The main man's here. I don't want to be sitting here being like, I haven't a clue. So, like, one of the things I really liked about Elvis was the fact that a part of his actually growing up, he was actually bullied in school, and he was Maybe that's a bit of a strong term, but he was definitely he didn't have all the fame
because he was different. Like he was,
Yeah.
the way he was dressing, it was just different for a white kid, you know, in that community to dress in these colourful clothes and these shoes and the music he was listening to, and it wasn't a thing, it wasn't normal. Even his father said to him, I think he said something about never knowing a guitar player to make money, something like that. You know, people, I don't think they had much faith in him, like before he got to the Sun Studios, you know.
Yeah, Sun Studios.
Yeah,
because he was with, wasn't it?
Sam Phillips.
Sam Phillips, yeah. Was there a Memphis Studios as well, or no?
I only know the Sun Studios.
Sun Record Studios, yeah. Yeah, because
he had Johnny Cash and Sam Phillips.
Yeah,
but I don't know much about Johnny Cash. If he he came after Elvis, right?
I think roughly around the same sort of time frame. Yeah.
The only thing I know about Johnny Cash, I've seen him in Colombo.
Right.
You ever seen him?
I watched this movie, I Walk the Line.
Have you?
Yeah. So I watched it. I actually kind of know Johnny's story as well. And they were really roughly the same time. In the Johnny Cash movie, you can actually see Elvis. They're playing at the same show. Yeah. And they were like, that's that guy Elvis. And he was kind of only bursting onto the scene at this point, where I think Johnny had maybe just been a bit more established. Yeah. But straight into it, mate. Elvis. Why Elvis? Why Jelvis?
Yeah. I was a big fan growing up. And I always looked up to him, idolized him. I went through a lot of stages, you know, like... I used to have long hair. I don't know if you know this. I'm naturally ginger. Okay. I cut the hair.
I've seen that on your Instagram.
Yeah, I basically had a dream. Elvis appeared to me and he said, "If you cut your hair, you could be different. You know, you could see big change. Yeah. Take my advice." And he's the king, so I listen to him, and it does.
He is. He's the man.
Fair enough, man. That's class.
And when did this happen? When did this dream happen?
Was it recently, or was it
end of November?
Last year.
Yeah. Everybody knows me for this hippie, you know, long hair, and then I cut my hair all of a sudden. Everybody asked him why, and I just I didn't need.
And you were a fan of Elvis this whole time.
Yeah.
You just never.
It just never. I fell away from him for a bit. I think for a good few years. Yeah.
Was he? But would you say he was was he somebody that in your teenage years you kind of started to listen to, or was it somebody from childhood, or was it something, as you say, from around November time?
Sorry.
Was it did you kind of fall in love with Elvis, or his content and that, fairly recently around that November period? Child even, or what do you think?
Yeah, I started listening to him more often. Yeah, it just sort of came back to my childhood. Sort of happened, yeah.
Happy days. No, that's cool.
What about Elvis? What is it that draws you to him?
I think as an entertainer, he was the greatest of all time. Nobody could own a stage like he could, you know. That's what I aspire to be, you know, a showman. Not just to stand there and sing, but to give people something else, you know, give them a show. And I think that's why I've made up such a good name for myself around Belfast, or Jelfast.
Jelfast.
Jelfast. Because I'm not just standing there singing, I'm putting effort into it, I'm dancing, I'm giving them something different, you know.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to Rowan earlier. The thing I love about you is, some buskers are just buskers, and that's their one leverage point, where you have a couple of leverage points going for you, which I love. So you're a busker.
Yeah.
Number two, you've got a leverage point from your name. You know, you're a complete impersonating, you know, the greatest ever, Elvis Presley. So you've got that's a leverage point.
Yeah.
You also have your content that you put out on TikTok, your social media pages. That's obviously blowing up as well. Your TikTok page doing so well. I've seen the engagement you get. People love it.
Yeah.
People love Jelvis.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So you're a smart guy.
Thank you.
You've got a few leverage points going for you.
Yeah.
Would you call yourself? What kind of way do you look at yourself? Do you put yourself as a busker first and then a content creator, or what kind of way do you look at yourself at the minute?
I just look at myself as Jelvis, who likes to check his pelvis.
This guy. Love it.
Is that it?
I don't take myself too seriously. I go out and do my thing, you know, and put videos up. If people like them, they like them. If they don't, they don't.
And this is full time is what you do.
Yeah.
Do you have a job?
No.
You don't have a job?
No, well, I'll shake my pelvis.
Is the pelvis shaking your full-time income?
Yeah.
And you're doing this pretty much every day of the week.
Yeah.
In Belfast.
Yeah.
Jelfast. And whatever money you earn is the money you live off.
Yeah.
So that's why being robbed this week was obviously heartbreaking for you. That's literally someone stealing your wages. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but the people on the street were seeing it happen to give me money. You know, they were very nice about it. You know.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
People are
Worked out
actually
well,
nice.
yeah.
That's cool. One thing I didn't know about Elvis as well, like at the time him growing up was a very racist time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's why that's sexual provocative dancing was more like he kind of got inspiration from black music, black artists. And I actually didn't realize that people wanted him in jail and locked up.
Oh yeah, they did. It was not appropriate that that's the way they looked at it. It was corrupting the youth. America was very backward. Yeah. And he was. They just didn't. There was even one. I think it was the Ed Sullivan show. They could only film him from the waist up. Yeah, because they just didn't want the people seeing all this pelvis shake, Elvis the pelvis. They didn't. They just. It was just not the pretty backward basically. Yeah. Of the times, yeah. And then he went in the army, but then everything changed. Then when in the 60s, like the revolution, and it just goes to show how times have changed. Yeah. But even there's still people say that. There's people say that about me. I've seen comments on my TikTok, something, arrest him, he should be in jail.
That's how you know. That's how you know you're the next Jelvis Elvis.
Yeah.
You're the next main man.
Yeah.
Just on that, the first video I seen of you was the one with the Christian guy. So before I started making content and doing my own TikToks, I was kind of looking through the scene, and I seen Jelvis Pelvis was on the Northern Ireland scene, and this Christian guy that was out preaching the word was saying that Elvis is a dirty hound and everybody's caught in the trap. Talk to us about that moment. What was that like?
Basically, I was out and it started raining, I think that's what it was, and I couldn't get a spot. And there's only a couple of places in Belfast with a shelter that you could, with a crowd. So the only place I could get was where they were, and I said, they're doing that. I'm not going to stop. And I stopped for a minute, and there was a nun. Do you know the nun? The mad nun. Well, she thinks she's a nun.
The mad nun.
Well,
No, right. Next night out in Belfast or day out, we're looking for this mad nun.
She's been arrested a few times in Dublin. She climbs up at the GPO. Right. And she goes under the ground, does this ritual thing, and she spins on the ground. Basically, I walked past her, and she was on the mic, and she said, "You're dressed up as a druggie that died on a toilet." That's what she said to me like that, and I just thought, yeah, this is my moment now. I'm getting them back for that, and I put the music up, and
my guy,
a big crowd came up, and the gay rights people were there, and they put the flag on me, and then she said I was gay for wearing the flag, and she said, you're a homosexual, and I used to be a homosexual too, and I was in that dark place for all this here. She was just shouting. She was just not being. Just hate crime, basically. Yeah. And she left.
Definitely not a positive message, really.
Yeah, and they were still, I was singing away, and they were just, I was overcrowding them, you know. But what do you call it?
Okay, your volume was over theirs. Yeah. Because, like, I'll be honest, I watched the video myself, and
It is funny, like.
It is pretty comical, like.
Someone got it taken down now, so.
We were talking about that. The video actually got taken down. Like, I think Stefan, like we both actually originally came from a slightly kind of Christian background to a degree, and like. The only thing I would say is like some of the stuff they're saying definitely is not. It's
not real religion. Like it's not. It would put people off. It's not.
Absolutely.
I don't think the churches would appreciate what they're.
Especially the comment like he was what he called Elvis. You're replicating a dirty hound.
Yeah, you're going to be caught in a trap for all eternity. If you're caught, I remember.
What a song, by the way.
And the nun, what was it? She said. This man is a sinner and you're all sinners for clapping.
For flip's sake. That's mad. So, like, Do you think was that your kind of? Do you think that was the main thing that kind of kicked off maybe your TikTok platform? That was kind of.
What if that wasn't taken down?
Yeah. Do you think? Would you try and repost it, or would you try maybe a different platform?
I could do that, but
something different maybe.
If it got reported again, there's a warning on my account basically. And it says if you violate it again, you'll be restricted. I don't know what that means, so I don't want to take the risk because of 15,000 followers now. Yeah. You could just lose it over something like that.
See, that's the thing. Like, you develop like, okay. Some people can say it's controversial and that, but like, it's your content. It's something that obviously people engage with. And especially whenever you develop that level of an audience. Yeah. You don't want to lose it.
And it was those Christians were actually filming what was happening. They were filming me because they have their own Facebook page and they promoted. I think what was wrong, they didn't want me getting publicity through them because that's why I sort of did it. I thought if I go out in front of these, nobody would ever have the balls to do this, so I'll do it.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest, you're flipping. You've got the cojones, like genuinely, man. And I'll literally take my hat off. Pardon the dodgy haircut. Chrissy, there's not done in here. No, well, the barber at Chrissy, that's my man. Anyway, but yeah, man, genuinely take my hat off. Like, you're like, to actually go out on the street and even like just busk alone, it takes a serious amount of confidence. But to go out there and Jelvis Pelvis, get that pelvis going, that takes a lot of confidence. You've got moves. Like, thank you. Are we allowed to see any moves? Are we? Would you be willing to do some? Bust some shapes. Oh yeah, come on, my guy. Woo! There we go. Man's got some Elvis moves.
He did so much for that. It's mad.
Yeah. One thing I actually found really cool was, as I say, I wasn't initially very familiar with a lot of Elvis's work. But I found really cool was actually when Elvis was doing his moves. Obviously, it was deemed as very sexually provocative and very anti-culture. Going against the grain. But I actually when I was checking out a little bit of his biography that actually he actually had like a nervous shake with his legs. That's actually why he had that nervous shake, and then he then transformed that into his music, and it became a part of his part of his moves.
Well, I never had heard that, but I know he did always say that he couldn't help it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what he meant.
Nervous.
Right.
He was like
a nervous shake, right?
But it actually, it's funny how like something that, gosh, you're deemed as like, oh, this is something that's nerve-wracking for me, but he's actually turned that into. He used it. He used that for like actually to make him his signature move, so to speak.
I suppose. Well, for me anyway, I couldn't. I don't think I could stand still.
Yeah.
And perform. That maybe it is a nervous thing that you start dancing or something.
Yeah.
But not to stand there still. I don't. A lot of people do. But I couldn't do it.
Yeah. It's just more natural to move around and go with it. Yeah. No, for sure. No, that's class. Have you any like new events coming up? Any shows that you're doing, or anything coming up soon that you maybe want to just let people know about?
I've nothing planned anytime soon. Anyway, I just keep busking. I'm gonna try and get my name around the clubs and everything. See if I can get student nights or something and around Belfast.
Because you have performed in a few places I've seen.
Yeah.
Where have you performed at?
Centre, Pavilion.
And do you get good ROI out of that? Like, do you pay to do that?
Yeah.
So you're a hard-working man that's out there and putting on a show for people, really. That's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal for you. I want to take it to the X Factor edition. If we can do a transition to the X Factor edition. Just explain how that came about and what was it like being on the actual X Factor and actually seeing like Simon, Louis, Nicole, Sharon in front of you. Like what is that moment like?
Did you get any autographs?
No, I didn't.
They got yours?
It was all very fake. Like the way I went in, it was in Croke Park. They basically the original auditions were in the Point 3 Arena. I had won the year before, but they didn't let me through. So they rang me and says, I want you to come into the executive producers. You come in, and I didn't have the queue or anything. And they brought me up to meet him, Mark Sidaway. and I perform in front of him, and they film it, and then they review it, and then they ring you a couple of times, and they interview you on the phone, and if they like that, they ask a lot of personal questions. They try and get a story out of you.
That's the way the show's set up. But like, it's a story. If you buy the story, you know.
Like I said, I was a potato farmer. I wasn't like my father buys potatoes off farmers and sell them, but I didn't have a job, so I just told them that, and they milked it like.
They did, because I remember Dermot saying the first thing is a potato farmer. Louis was there, so that got you in. That got you the ticket, really.
Yeah, and I was the first in too. That Simon came and gave a speech. I only knew I was getting in, and at the end of half 40, rang me. He said, "Come Crook Park on Friday morning." It was like a Wednesday night. They rang.
Holy flip! So you know, you really no time to prepare.
No,
really?
And Simon came and made a speech. I walked in and. As I said, it was there's this talent magnet. I think you've seen that.
Yeah, Louis is a talent magnet.
Simon said to me, "Are you excited to see Louis?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you think Louis is a talent magnet?" And I just thought I'd agree with him, and I said, "Yeah, Louis is a talent magnet." He said, "Talent magnet? What's that?"
Yeah, attracts talent.
Love that.
It was they were obviously trying to get me to say something maybe silly and not be able to explain myself. Didn't work out for them.
No.
Well, they see like you were.
Because I didn't know that, because they must have cut Simon's bit out.
Oh, they did.
In the actual bit, the clip, it doesn't show you Simon saying that.
That's what I'm saying. And here's another thing they did. He actually enjoyed me and he was smiling, but they took footage from all our auditions and put it in mine as a reaction. Now, although that's fake.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
So whenever they were judging you and saying no, obviously that bit's real. They gave you. Was that a no they gave you?
Yeah. But I also shook hands with them before I left. But all you see in the video is me walking out. But apparently, if you're good with video editing, all you can actually see where they spliced it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. What that feel like? Getting told no, and being put on TV as well.
Yeah.
It was out of my control. You see.
Yeah.
You sign up for it, you sign a contract, you let them do that, you put it on and they're in control of it, they can do what they want with it. I just wanted to get on it. I was naive to it. I didn't think that it was so fake and so reality TV is just I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It doesn't matter what it is, The Voice, Love Island, Big Brother, it would only, it could get you a bit of publicity for a while, but then if it goes away, then you just. Yeah.
And this was before Jelvis as well.
Oh yeah.
This was Jordan. On the X Factor. What's the difference now?
I'm in control of it, because I'm getting.
My guy.
I don't need to be judged by anything. Like I was going on that to seek their approval. I don't seek. Jelvis doesn't seek anybody's approval.
Yeah. First podcast today, right?
Yeah.
This is your first one?
Yeah.
And this is something you wanna do this more often, right?
Yeah, should be. Yeah.
You see yourself as a star that could be on multiple podcasts.
Yeah.
Would you ever host one? Would you ever make one?
Never thought about it. Would there be much work going into it? Like, would there be much research you'd have to do? Would there be much?
It's complicated. It depends what you want and what you're kind of going for. And kind of, I think, starting with why you want to do it first of all is obviously important. Yeah. But as content creation, it's not really up there on your list, is it? Like making stuff like that.
It should be. I do want to get more followers, always more hits, and I'll do whatever it takes to get it.
No, but so far, what, 15k on TikTok?
Yeah.
What do you keep up with the TikTok scene? Do you kind of look at who's out there doing good?
No, I don't.
Or do you not look at that?
I don't look at that. Maybe I should.
Well, it's a question because there's people that are on the NI TikTok scene that are in the UK TikTok scene, and like the engagement and followers you have is sometimes like more than what people would say that people on the scene have. But
Really?
you don't keep up with that.
No.
Jelvis is in his own lane. Do you not follow anybody? Do you not look at people and go, you want to get a chat with them or learn from them, or
like, do you even look for like do you look at other people's channels or videos and kind of be like, that would be a good idea, or like look for inspiration, or do you just solely, like as we're saying, be authentic, be yourself, doing your own thing, or
Doing my own thing? Yeah, somebody said to me about collaborating with other TikTokers, like to shout out for a shout out or something. Somebody same following as me would be a good way of getting my name out. Look for people with a similar kind of following. That's probably something I should look into. Yeah.
But predominantly it's the busking.
Yeah.
And obviously the single coming out as well.
Yeah.
You know, you're a hard working man. You say you do this full time. What do you do? What do you do when you're not busking? What does Jelvis do in the downtime?
yeah. So just get controversial. Keep it clean. Or not?
No, I just chill out, you know.
You just chill out.
Yeah.
What's chilling out to you? Because chilling out to me is probably playing FIFA and eating a load of shit, really. But
Just listening to music, watching TV shows. I like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie, but
I wouldn't say I'm like a number one top fan, but
but it is. I know it's a good show.
Yeah, it's good. What?
I think people watch it for Penny, don't they? so like, you watch it for Penny.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course he does. Who's Jelvis's crush? Who would you say is your type? Like, do you want to grow up? What age are you? Sorry.
25.
25. Do you see yourself, settling down with a woman and having kids, getting married? Do you see yourself with a partner?
I've never really thought about that. But yeah, I'd be open to it. Yeah. But my main priority is I'm just thinking about if fame. I want the fame.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything to drag. If I got tied down to a woman, it could. Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'd have our commitments then. Like I just want to be committed to doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense because. If you're trying to focus on that, you're gonna have to split yourself up a bit more. Mm-hmm. Whereas you're full steam ahead, you just wanna do that. Because how often are you on the street? Like, what is your kind of working hours do you give yourself?
Out after 12 to about 3. I try to get I have a problem. I have insomnia. I have difficulty sleeping till late, and I can't. Then it means I can't wake up till late. I've been like that since I was young, but another thing, I drink a lot of energy drinks when I'm doing the show, like 2 litres of Lucozade Alert. But I feel like now, I tried them one day and I think I put on a better show with them, like I more energy, like, and I remember going out one day without them and I just couldn't do it. I had to go and get them and I just couldn't go on.
What was that? Sorry, the energy drinks?
I couldn't perform without the proper show without the energy drinks.
What are you drinking? Some Red Bull?
Lucozade Alert.
Lucozade Alert.
Yeah.
And you're drinking about 2 litres of that a day?
Yeah. And
to get you going?
Yeah.
2 litres?
Yeah. 4 cans of them. And I've got a hair condition as well.
Jelvis's recipe for flip, I don't know what, but it's not good. It's not looking good, Brev.
Nah, you got to.
But here, if that's what gets you going, and that you say you're only performing for that's only a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then, what does the rest of your day look like? Is that enough for you? Do you feel like performing for them a couple of hours a day is enough? Could you do more? Do you want to do more, or is that overtime dedicated to post production?
No, unless I needed the money, like I would stay. But to be honest, after 2 hours, I wouldn't have the energy to go on for hours.
Yeah.
I just couldn't, because you're dancing that long. It takes that much energy out of you. It is very draining. I do be very tired after it.
Yeah.
So I can't even talk sometimes. I just need to be. I just want to be on my own after the show. Like it's like.
You just need your batteries.
Yeah.
Recharged.
Because I've seen you perform live at the Jelvis stand, Victoria Square, and it's the first time I met you. Remember, I come up and said hello.
That's right.
And introduced myself, and because I really wanted you on, because I love what you do. I think you're class.
Thank you.
I really do. And like whenever I was in that wee circle, kind of doing my content as well, I'd seen you doing yours, And the amount of people that come up to you and wanted a photo and a wee be real, get a be real moment in, you are loved like up there. I feel like you're loved. Do you feel loved up there?
Yeah, the people come up to me tell me I'm an icon, and that some of the text messages I get, like there's one I got, you found me in a dark tunnel and you brought me to the light and all this, and
Wow.
yeah.
So you're making people smile.
Yeah.
You're actually making people's day. I actually, in my job, I was saying that I was interviewing you today, and the amount of people that like were like, I know that guy. It's the guy. That's the Elvis guy on the street. Like, they make me smile. Like, you are known. Yeah. You actually are loved by many.
Yeah.
And you love that. You love that kind of attention. Like, fame is your goal.
Yeah.
So that's what is it about fame that you want so badly?
I've always wanted it. It's not something that I can explain. It's just I've always wanted to be famous.
Is there anything though, like fame can be the peak in and of itself, but is there something about, is there an element of fame, like maybe a different, like, is it, like, could it be the money, could it be just the following, the, what do you call those people, I can't remember, basically like your fan base? Is it to be able to actually have a platform on which you can then, like, maybe, I wouldn't say speak on people's lives, but maybe like just like that, like getting them comments of like, you brought me out of that dark place into the light.
Probably,
is it
probably
the crowd, like that?
Maybe the crowds. I'd want like to be doing big concerts, thousands of people screaming my name.
Yeah. No, well, that's, at least you're honest. Yeah, that's class. And kind of on that, like, have you like, do you have like a manager or anything, or like, is that something that's coming up?
There was somebody there, but they stopped contacting me basically, so I don't think it's happening now.
Okay. Well, like, hopefully, like, as we say, like, we're gonna obviously be producing this podcast, and like, no doubt, man, like, you've got like, their entertainment value is more than there. So like, personally, I can't see an issue. Like, someone else will definitely be approaching you and like definitely getting this man signed up. So get Jelvis. You're gonna be missing out if you don't have this guy. This man is gonna rock Jelfast.
Yeah,
get that right.
Jelfast.
But man, no, that's exciting. Like, it's definitely, like, there's definitely a lot of potential, a lot of scope to go forward with that. So, do you think that you're just gonna be still in Stefan's quote here, occupying your street? Do you think that this is something you're gonna do for now? Is just gonna like keep on like trusting in the journey, like trusting in the process of of just, right, I'm gonna turn up every day. I'm gonna flip and keep drinking these energy drinks. I'm gonna keep going, and just like you're waiting for that golden moment. Yeah,
basically, waiting for either I get found online or somebody finds me on the street. Even like I could get approached by somebody on the street. Ideally, like if somebody had a lot of money, like a manager or something, and they wanted, and they weren't afraid to take a risk with me and spend whatever it takes to. That's the goal. Like,
do you think like it could be possibly a good idea maybe to venture out a little, maybe, I don't know, like just maybe reach out to some clubs in Belfast and be like, look, here's some of my content, here's what I do.
Yeah, like, I probably should. I get business cards made.
Yeah.
I find the right places to go to,
yeah.
I'd say even if my name's that built up, if I said to some clubs about like meet and greets and all that, I'm coming here.
Yeah.
I could even do that probably.
Yeah. Because I heard whenever I was actually watching the Elvis documentary, he was like, let's keep this clean, but Elvis was signing not just singles and t-shirts, he was signing foreheads and all sorts. Do you think you would do the same if it came to it?
Yeah, there was. No, I haven't signed anything like that, but people have been asking me to do it on the street, like in.
No, that's class. Yeah. So like, where would you, if you were to say to yourself, right, like, I think in this generation of like the internet and social media, like really anything's possible. But if you were to give yourself kind of like, say 6 months time, like where would you not necessarily just like to see yourself, but like, is there somewhere where you could, like, yeah, that actually I could see myself there, like something personally. I'm very into like manifesting, law of attraction, like very much into like what you believe is like you can achieve in a sense. So like, is there something you can say to yourself? I actually believe that's possible and that could happen.
I want to get on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I'm doing, like, I'd love to be on the news.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Evening news.
Is there anybody that inspires you? Like, is there anybody that maybe you've seen, or is there something just personally that you've kind of like?
I just love the idea of being on the talk on the news. Just
Yeah.
But it would have to be something controversial or something to get on the.
Elvis, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's what they say. Like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Really.
Yeah.
And the man that said it, Eazy-E, is actually up there.
Yeah. Shout out. Shout out.
Who said that?
Eazy-E. It's one of
Is
the
that
guys,
who-
yeah, the guy from NWA. One, I think, because they got a lot of bad publicity at the time. A lot of racism during the same time.
Yeah.
Kind of Elvis times, maybe a bit after it, actually, in the black rap scene. And that's what they said. That,
Is that they came up with that?
yeah, they were like black rappers from LA. But they were rapping like against the police, against the system, very much how they felt really, which was true. And that's what they were saying, like no publicity is bad publicity, because they got a bad name. It got a bad name from media, but it blew them up to where they are now.
Yeah, like as I said to you about the Christians earlier, I remember doing that. I was thinking to myself, I'm doing well for myself. I do this here. It could go wrong, like, and it could just not look. It could look bad on me. But then you knew me through that, and there was somebody else the other night that booked me for a party. Knew me because of that. So it is true. The better publicity, the better.
Because Elvis, I would say Elvis kind of did. Well, people tried to cancel him. And I'm not sure he did get cancelled. I don't think he did. But do you feel like you could be in the same kind of roadmap of cancel culture?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I remember doing a couple of performances, and people just said to me before, there's kids about, so just control yourself. Like, so,
as Elvis says, you can't help it. Like,
no, yeah, you can't help it. No, I have no control over it. No, but if I did get an opportunity, as you talking about cancel culture, I would do something negative to get me the publicity. Like I would, like.
If it happens, it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You probably don't want it to happen, but if it happens, it happens. And just kind of as we're wrapping up, I see your TOD sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Taking over Dublin. So you do a wee bit of touring, like.
They've a lot of busking rules in Dublin. You need a license. Also, don't allow backing tracks. So what I'm doing in Belfast, I'm not allowed to do in Dublin.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You're not allowed to play like backing music on the street.
You're not.
Yeah, it has to be live.
So they don't want noise pollution from like a speaker. Like it has to be you on the mic and that's it.
No, there is amps but yeah, it has to be a guitar or a piano or whatever. But no backing tracks. No pre-recorded music. So that means I can't really play, and so there's a couple of boys that is gonna play for me, and there's a fella I'm in touch with at Dublin City Today. Do you know what that is?
Say again?
Dublin City Today.
No. Never heard
He films buskers on Grafton Street, and he's got 700,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he's got one video that's got 22 million hits. Most of the videos,
that's good.
Yeah, most of the videos he does put up only gets a few thousand, but there was one of me. It was funny, they put it up on TikTok. In Ireland, you called them me on Grafton Street. It only got a couple of hundred hits on TikTok, but then they put it on their Facebook, it got 300,000 hits.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was too long for TikTok or something, maybe. But I was just lying on the ground, my name's Jelvis Pelvis. Look me up on TikTok.
See, Dublin's maybe the place to be then.
Yeah.
TOD's where it's at.
Probably, yeah. It's just I'm building a big fan base here, and
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
But you're at least you are touring and getting your name out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ballymena would welcome you.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have a busker in Ballymena.
No, we don't. Like,
There's a couple of people that do a few things there, I think, but we don't.
yeah, like, I think like the bandstand's not only just a great spot, like it's very central.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I think Ballymena would definitely benefit from that. Like dare I say it, you could be you could be the one starting an entirely different like culture even in this town. Like, you know what I mean? You could be the man that comes in and starts doing this every Saturday, because like Saturday is the main day for shopping in Ballymena.
So.
You know, and even throughout the week, it's quite a shopping town.
Do you think I could get the same kind of money as in Belfast, even on Saturday?
I think. Well, to be real, I would probably say that maybe Belfast, you probably would definitely have more of a footfall, like if we're being real.
Don't know.
But here, you don't know. You don't. If you
That's
don't try,
right.
you
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? So like,
Definitely something.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is
definitely
people text me like, come to Bangor, come to
Yeah,
this place, Lisburn, and all this.
yeah.
Like places around Belfast. Maybe I should. Apparently, Portrush is very good if the
yeah,
weather's good.
A port, the coast actually, you would definitely be a very good spot.
I think you would just enjoy being at the port.
Yeah, because like it's a
apart
personal
from the
fave.
busking, apart from the busking, like it's a nice place just to chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Would it get a crowd during the week?
Well, it probably depends more on the time of the year. Like, to be honest,
don't know.
entering into the winter season, maybe not so much. Summer would have probably been the prime time. But like, look, get the hustling done now over you know, the next couple of months over winter and that. You know, in Belfast, maybe you're establishing. Look, maybe next summer you could be the flipping star of like Portrush, the North Coast. Like, you know.
Christmas will be good because the market's opens up. Market at City Hall.
Yeah.
So it'll be very good then. It'll be packed every day, I'd say, for Christmas shopping. It'll be.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm gonna have to wear a lot of clothes under the seat because it will be cold, like. Yeah.
Just get yourself a pair of long johns, Primark.
Yeah. Right.
They're passion killers, but
There's a question I want to ask you as well. It's a question I'm going to have through every podcast episode, and it's basically better at 70. It's a tattoo that I have. Me and my best mate Jamie, who's behind the scenes. He's my behind the scenes guy. We have a tattoo. It's called better at 70. It's kind of something that we live our life by.
Right.
It basically means you want to get older but get better, and that doesn't necessarily mean more friends, more success, but more quality of it. Because I feel like most people get older but get worse. So that's a quote that I absolutely love and something that literally gets me up in the morning. Is there a quote that you live by that kind of has the same impact on your life?
Quote.
or even a statement or something that you know that.
You mean something?
Something that means something to you.
Uh,
That you kind of, if you're maybe going through a bit of a moment, you look, you see that quote, or you look at that tattoo, or you see that picture, you hear that song, and you just go, "This is why I'm doing it."
Suspicious Minds might be my favourite song, you know. Means something to me, you see. We can't go on together with suspicious minds. We can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. I think it means it could mean that if you're anxious or afraid of something, you know, you can't achieve what you want to do. If you're suspicious, if you're anxious, and I always remember that. I keep that in my head at times, because if you're not, then well, you're caught in a trap. You've seen the movie?
Yeah. I watched it this week to prepare for this.
Right.
It's actually a good movie.
I've seen it 4 times.
In cinema?
Nah, the Prime's on Prime now too. So
Oh, right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
No, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, it helped me too. I think I've become better since.
You feel that movie helped you?
I think so. Yeah.
In what way?
Showing the similarities, but there's some similarities between me and him. Like I said before about the sexually provocative behaviour and all that. Like, you know, the fact that they were going to put him in jail and how real they made it all seem. And there was a lot of people at the time too hated him. You know, as you seen, the Colonel got the badges "I hate Elvis" and he was going to sell them, and that just made me closer. That I know that not everybody not everybody's going to love you. You know, even Elvis has even people that didn't approve of him. You know, and there's obviously people like that about me, but I don't care. You know, and also the performance. I know more about the whole Vegas thing with his manager, how corrupt he was, and I know more about what's going on, and just to see a proper movie like that, it definitely has helped me, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie, and my favourite bit actually is when he's performing that song about the trap. What is the name of that song?
Suspicious Minds.
Suspicious Minds. I thought it was that. I wasn't sure. He performs that in Vegas because he does Vegas 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
And his manager basically signed him up for it, because he didn't want him touring the world and without him, because he was basically an immigrant that had come in to the country and couldn't leave. He trapped them. I think that was the idea. That's the trap. That's the song, isn't it?
They sort of themed it around that song. Like that was the idea. That was the theme of the song. Yeah, the scene was. Elvis actually didn't know that he was an immigrant. That scene was made up for.
He didn't know at this point.
That whole scene was just made for dramatic effect. Elvis didn't know about the Colonel being an alien or whatever, and he believed him basically. That wasn't revealed until after he died.
Yeah.
But the scene you're on about, yeah.
I love it when he's performing and he's singing "Suspicious Minds," and the bit when it's coming to the chorus, he doesn't say the last word in the lyric. Like he just starts dancing.
Yeah. I do that, yeah.
And he keeps going and going and going, and he says the same lyric, but he just keeps dancing like that.
There's a soundtrack.
It's a proper show, like.
Yeah, I actually use the soundtrack of that on the street singing over him because it's that long, and just the drums, the drummer Ronnie Tutt played a big part in it. You know, the dancing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't finish the song. He keeps doing that, and then he goes again.
Yeah.
But
then there's a.
Oh, it's unreal. But before we finish up, we're going to ask you some quick fire questions as well. So if we want to get the questions there, we're going to ask you some quick fire just to finish up. Okay. But unbelievable to have you.
Oh, thank you.
It's actually been so fun. So the first question I have for you, you already answered it, but your favourite Elvis song?
Suspicious Minds.
Without a doubt, By a Mile or?
Yeah. Because of the.
I love that bit. Where's your favourite place to busk, and why?
Bandstand, because it's got that foot flow of like 5 different streets, people coming through, and it's just always busy, and there's people sitting on it, and then they come up and they see you and they give you money, and it's just the best place to be for any busker. There's even the guys, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they go under the fire. Yeah. They put they're not here now because the summer's in, but they be there and put their stuff at 5 a.m. You know, and they get the best spot, and they've got on the fights with buskers, like, and they're not nice about it. They said we put our stuff here, and even if you started at 10, they'll come up and say you have to go now, and they did it to me, like. But I need the space, and they need the space. If there's a young girl stayed, but I like to take up a lot of the space, and they put the cones around the street. No, because it's the best place to be. Like, it's the place you want to get. Bandstand.
Yep. Who's your celebrity crush?
Mm.
You've got a few there in your head, I can see.
Celebrity crush?
You might have
got some famous artist or anything you think.
Trying to think.
Is there that many, or are you trying to think of one because there's none?
I'm just trying to think. Yeah. Emma Watson. Yeah.
Fair enough. Who have you seen perform live? Have you went to any concerts and you've seen someone perform live that you really liked?
That I really liked. Haven't been to that many big artists at concerts. I seen Justin Bieber when I was younger. Seen One Direction.
Okay. Big fan of both.
Really?
Me. That's a Justin Bieber T-shirt I have on. I'm a big fan. Yeah. So you seen them both live?
Yeah. Purpose Tour, Justin Bieber.
Wow. Class.
It was 3 Arena in Dublin. Yeah.
That was the one that got cancelled, wasn't it? That was his last time he toured.
Was that the... This was 2016.
Yeah, that was the last time he toured. He's touring this year and next.
But did he not get some sort of a? Did something not happen to him? Like a?
Yeah. I think he's okay now, but I think he just. That's good. That's a good list you have, mate, of who you've seen. What's your favourite takeaway food? What are you buying on a Saturday night to eat?
Apache.
Pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
What pizza do you order?
Ham, chicken, pineapple.
Oh, pineapple.
to say the pineapple.
Oh man.
If I ruined
the
it, mate.
pineapple.
All going so good until the pineapple.
Not the pineapple. What's your favourite sport to play or watch? Or both?
I don't really. I'm not really into sports.
If you had to pick one for the rest of your life to watch and play, what one would you pick?
Shaking your pelvis.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Favorite movie ever? I have a feeling I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, you think Elvis?
I'm
You-
thinking that,
but
yeah.
also, Basic Instinct. That's who it would have been. Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
You've seen that movie? It's got like the most.
I haven't actually seen it. I know about it.
It's got the most pause. It's the most paused scene in movie history for a reason.
I will check it out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Last question from me. I'm going to judge you on this one. Not really. I'm only joking. But are you an iPhone man or an Android man?
Android.
I'm judging it. Why Android?
Well, that's the last phone I have. I don't really. It doesn't really matter. Like to me, phones is just.
Phone's a phone.
Yeah.
If it records you shouting your pelvis, doesn't
That's
matter.
right,
Doesn't
that's
matter
right.
what it is.
As long as it's not toaster quality. Which a lot of boys think of the Android, but I'm all about the Android, so yo. So I'm going to ask you just a couple of questions as well. Jelvis, what would you say is your top three of Elvis's songs? What are your top three favourite?
Well, Suspicious Minds is number one.
Yeah. What was your second and third? What would you say they'd be?
If I Can Dream, maybe second.
Yeah.
Is
Have you got a third, or do you happen enough?
say even a covered "You've Lost That Love and Feeling." Righteous Brothers has covered of that. Yeah, probably.
Happy days, nice. Now another quick fire question would be is there if you had a choice, right, to see a I'm just gonna as an example Great Gatsby, would you prefer, or it's something maybe like an Elvis show even, would you prefer to actually see it live performance, or would you prefer to see it as in cinema?
What do you mean?
Would you prefer to see it, if you had an option to be I want to see this live, a live enactment, at the Opera House or something, or going to the cinema? What would you prefer?
Live, yeah.
Live?
Yeah.
Any reason why?
Because the live that feels better. It's
better energy?
Yeah.
Cool. So what would you say your obviously Elvis is known for his outgoing and very extroverted outfits. What would you say is your your favourite out of all his outfits? What would you, if you had to choose one, what would it be?
That one from That's the Way It Is concert, the one from the film and in the hotel. It's just very simple. White, there's some gold, silver even. Studs on it. The simpler stuff.
That's the one you have, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's close to it in a way, yeah.
It's very close.
You wear a white one when you're on the
Yeah.
today, but
Yeah.
it's getting repaired.
Yeah.
It'll be back this week.
With the outfit on. Quick one. If you had to choose Costa or Starbucks,
Costa.
why? Why Costa? This is a trivial one. This is where we'll fall out now.
I'm a well-known customer and the one back home. I've been going on there for years. That's probably why. It's
Yeah.
To be fair though, the Costa in Strabane is much better than a lot of the Costas in Belfast.
So big up the Costa Strabane. Class. No, nice one. This is a bit of a deep question, but a very just impulse. Just tell me what boom, first thing comes to your mind. If you had 1 hour left to live, what would you do?
What?
If you had 1 hour left, what would you do? It doesn't matter. There's no consequences. You just 1 hour left to live. What would you do? Just first thing comes to your mind. Don't
Shake the pelvis, obviously.
shake the pelvis for an hour straight, or would you what would you do? That's a very quick fire question. This is like making the man think.
Yeah, probably one last show.
Yeah. And my last question was going to be why, but I would probably assume that it's going to be because it's what you love to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I died on the street, that would get hits too. So.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't be around to
Mindset for him.
Man's just Elvis through and through.
well,
Right.
wouldn't be around to see it, but sure, yeah. Then you have on the news and
Love it.
yeah.
No, unreal, mate. Thank you so much for being
You're
on the
welcome,
podcast. It's been so good having you. Check out Jelvis's TikTok, Instagram. What is it, at Jelvis Pelvis?
Jelvis Pelvis official.
Jelvis Pelvis. Subscribe to the YouTube, like the TikToks, all over social media. Stay in touch. We've got some mad guests coming up. Yeah. But peace.
Yes.
Yes, mate. Thank you.
You're welcome, boss.
Man, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good show, man.
Good show.
You're a showman.
Yeah.
Just want to say a massive thank you to the Barber Collective. These guys are going to be the full-time sponsors of the Nice to Meet You podcast. They very kindly let us use their space to record a podcast. They're located in the heart of Ballymena, just down from the bandstand. Do check them out if you live in the surrounding area and you need a fresh fade. Please come along, look at the stuff they do. Absolutely amazing. So thank you so much. It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time. So I just want to say thank you so much to the Barber Collective.